It is 8:03 February 5th, 2024. Welcome to Monday. All right, so like this today, I'm gonna try to finish a couple things. I don't know how easily it's gonna be done in this hour, but first things first, I'm gonna finish a set of moments and during my main character's college years, and then I'm going to later on this week, probably not today, but starting at some point this week, I'm going to be tackling more of her um, time in high school because this book spans high school to like adulthood, sometime in adulthood. I took a shower this morning, and like this is my hair, right? I shampooed it, all that stuff, conditioned everything, and I even combed it when it was done, and it's still just like all sorts of weird and wild. I'm in that that awkward part of short hair stage where you're like, you have a goal, but you gotta go through this awkward part of the goal, and I think that's kind of like life, isn't it? Like you have goals. Sometimes you have to go through the awkward part of achieving them, and you have to be able to get yourself over those humps, those awkward parts to achieve those goals, right? So, not only is my hair in an awkward part, an awkward state, I need to diet one. I need to diet again. I'm gonna diet one more time. Um, maybe this week. I don't know. With the red that I have, the Manic Panic red that I have, one more time. Uh, and yeah, just like one more time before I have to go and like bleach my darker hair, regrowth, and because you're starting to see it in spots, maybe a little bit right there. Look at that. Yeah. Um, so one more time with regular manic panic, and all manic panic also helps condition your hair too. So that helps to give it kind of like a little bit of a deep conditioning before I go and I bleach regrowth. Um, I love. I hate the fact that it took me so long to dye my hair weird colors again during the it took me until after the pandemic to do that again. When it became apparent that I was not going back to work anytime soon, that's the moment. That's the moment I should have, like, when I say going back to work, meaning going back to the office. And now I'm not going back to an office unless I change, companies or jobs completely. So I'm not going back to an office. In that time period, I was remote, and then I was living actually in Illinois, and I was living in Rockford, which was quite a drive from the apartment to the office, like in the first part of living in Rockford. Um, but it got so that was like during the pandemic, well, before then, it was probably about an hour and 20 minutes to drive to work, and an hour and 20 minutes to drive. Actually, like in the afternoon, it was longer. Because you're dealing with everybody driving at once. Like in the morning, it's more staggered with the traffic, it was, but like in the afternoon, in the evening, you're dealing with, if you did not get out of that office, because like I would work until like 8 to 4:30, because my work week is only 37 and a half hours. I would work from 8 to 4:30, and I'd have like an hour lunch in there. And so if you didn't leave like right at 4:30, if you got kind of like stuck doing something, and you didn't get out until like 4:45, like 5, you could definitely get stuck in that traffic where everybody, for some reason, where it gets staggered in the morning, like there's some spots that you get slowed down a little bit, but like not a lot. But like for some reason, in the evening at 5, everybody is moving and there's a lot of traffic. There was like trains in the area, y'all. Um, that, there was specific train, like if you wanted to go a certain way, um, to go home, you had to make sure that you were beating that train, or else you had to go the longer way. Um, if you weren't thinking that you were going to beat that train, you just go ahead and go the longer way because you'll be sitting there. And the train came around the same time every day. It was pretty consistent. Okay. And so if you were not getting out of there right at 4:30, maybe 4:40, 4:45 is the latest, you could still avoid the train if you really motored getting out of the building. Um, but if you were getting out of the building at like 5, you're shit out of luck. You had to take the other way or else wait, right? But anyways, like no, after the pandemic started and we ended up staying at home and working, a lot of us, um, I started toying with the idea of being like, fuck it all, just dye my hair, right? And I was still dyeing my hair like regular colors for a while. I was not giving in. I don't think I gave in completely to the gray until part of the way into the pandemic. When I started giving myself away to the gray, it was mostly because I didn't want to have to take the time and energy to do it on my own. And it was like one of those things where like if I was dyeing my hair a regular color, like not a like funky color like this, right? I was dyeing it a darker color. And then what happens is the parts that are gray come in and they're all the more noticeable. So you got to like be dyeing your hair, right, with a box like at least once a month, and every 2 weeks, like touching it up. Or like go back and watch old videos of me and you could see that happening where like I hadn't done it the way I should have to keep it covered, and then the gray is like creeping up like yeah. But it took until I was like, okay, I'm moving to Indianapolis. I'm not going back to that office. I'm working from home for the foreseeable future. To finally, and then even that took me a while before I died, obviously. Um, but yeah, that's enough talking about that. Let's get to writing. I talked about my hair a good long time here. That's weird. Yeah. Getting to know you, getting to know all about. Okay, guys, I got 700. Excuse me, 725 words in. This morning, about to start work. This was surprisingly refreshing and delightfully tasting. V8 sparkling energy, one combined serving of veggies and fruit. V8 sparkling energy, strawberry kiwi. Apparently also has plant powered energy. Caffeine level just 10 milligrams under a typical brewed coffee. I don't ever have typical coffee. When they're talking about typically brewed coffee, they mean a coffee of a normal person, a normal size. I have big mugs of coffee. That means there's probably more caffeine. I'm just going to assume probably more caffeine than 90 milligrams, but there's also no sugar added and a little bit of B vitamins in there too. One of the things is I was trying to go vegan um, at some point last year, and it was not working out because convenience and time and cost, honestly, because I rely on a lot of convenience type of food. The cost was a problem. So I really, at this point, eat meat very rarely. Probably like once a week. I'll eat something that's like red meat, and then I'll usually regret it the next day. I definitely stay away from pork. Pork does not do very well with my stomach, so I definitely stay away from that. Um, but probably about once a week, I can eat like red meat or like chicken or something like that. But then it's what I'm doing is probably more pescatarian at this point because I do eat fish, like sushi and that kind of thing. So doing it not because of the animals, but because like when I was doing it, like the whole vegetarian thing, vegan, like it was actually making like some of the things that were wrong with me from day to day like feel better. So like I felt like I a lot of the things that I had problems with were better. But yeah, I gotta get to work. So right now we're at 725 words. I need to go start my work day. And so I'll be seeing you guys later. Obviously, since I only have 725 words, I'll definitely be seeing you guys later to do the finish out of my vlog today. And I'll see ya. Wish me luck at work. Okay. And work. Alright. Computer camera was not working for a second. Okay, so now it appears to be working. Awesome. So I'm done. I'm done writing for the day. Ending the day at 2054 words for February 5th. Say that again. Make sure. It's currently 8:02 p.m. That's the time as well. So it's 8:02 p.m. It is February 5th, and I wrote 2054 words today. That's a grand total on the manuscript of 29,518 words. Moving right along. Um, okay, I said I was going to tell you about my day. All right. So I got up and I did some writing, and there was something just like felt off about today, and like you ever have like those moments where you just wake up, like the saying that you woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Well, that was kind of like me today. Um, and I said to my boyfriend, I was like, because he came in here like in between like me doing words and like starting my work day, like my work day, not like this stuff. And like I think he could tell that I was a bit off, and I was like, look, I don't want anyone around. I don't want anyone talking to me except you. um, so that was my mood. So if you're already going into the day feeling that way, it's all downhill from there. Especially when you're working for a company where people have to talk to you. Like, I'm not like doing customer service or anything, right? Like, but yeah, people are IMing me, people are asking questions, okay, emails, calls, that kind of thing. So I have to deal with the people wanting to actually talk to me when I'm not in a mood to have anyone converse with me at that moment but him. It improved a little bit through the day. Like I was able to converse with other people besides him without wanting to gouge my eyes out. Um, However, there was like this situation with like something with my work, and it just like everything about it annoyed the hell out of me. was really super duper annoying. And then there was another thing that, like, and there was nothing I could have done to, like, fix it, right? There's nothing I could have done um, to make it better. And when it comes right down to it, I had done practically everything correctly. There was something that really didn't affect the overall situation that I was erroneous in involving, and however, this thing that I was erroneous about was not a major factor into the situation, because there was even bigger factors right there causing, like once the one thing was figured out, like we couldn't move forward, you know? So the little bit that I was erroneous about, once that got figured out, we still could not move forward with the situation. So, um, yeah. And because of that, like, there's certain things that are on hold. Items of projects being held over that shouldn't be. And it's like, if I mess up, like if I actually was the reason this happened, it would make a lot it would be a lot easier. I'm also tired. Sorry, I yawned in front of y'all. It would be a lot easier to deal with if I was the cause of the problem, because then it would probably be easily found and we could easily fix it under most circumstances. Okay. But when it comes right down to it, nobody that has looked at this so far, to my knowledge, understands what the heck is going on. There's got to be an answer. There's got to be an answer for what's going on. It's just not very easily to find. And that's really annoying because everything else I did right. And there's certain other things, like little things that just like added to that. And it's I ended up like, I work with project managers, and basically my position is kind of like, it's just under them, like working on the project, right? I ended up like crying and like, swearing to the project manager, like, because it's so frustrating because I did everything, like when it came right down to it, it should have been completely easily fine, because it was fine. The thing that ends up being a problem in this, there's no logical explanation for the problem that we can see. None whatsoever. So, and there was other little things that happened that really got under my skin. Like, really just irked me. And I think I made a statement like it was a mistake coming to that department, blah, blah, blah. And now I have to do this. This has to be what I'm doing. And I'm not bad at it, I'm good at it. But this is what I have to do. This is what I ended up having to be. This is what I ended up doing. This is what I end up. This is what I'm associated with for the rest of my, well, I mean, as long as I'm there. I, to these people, am not Carrie Quinn, author. I'm not Carrie Quinn, the OUG. I'm not the officially unofficial geek. I'm not any of those people to these people. I am Carrie Quinn, analyst. That shouldn't even. And the tricky thing about it is the analyst part. If I could get into exactly what I do and how I do it and everything like that, the analyst part doesn't even make sense. And it's really funny. Like 8 hours of the day, approximately 5 days a week, I am in a position that does not make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And I sure as hell probably don't make sense to it. Um, I don't make sense to it. And it doesn't make sense to me. It is 7:45 on AM on the 6th of February. I am up early today. I am up so early that I have actual coffee. I had a little animal wake me up early today, and couldn't get quite back to sleep because it was one of those things like I had woken up and it was like, man, I need to get up and I need to go pee, right? That I know TMI, but I'm trying to set the mood, set the stage here. And so I just decided to go ahead and get up. I fed the cats already. I made coffee already. It's still mostly full. This is a huge mug. My sister got it for me. Let me see if I can figure out what it is. Austin and Ash. It is dishwasher and microwave safe. And I love it. It has all little kitties in like Halloween costumes all over it. That was not happening earlier when I was in the bathroom. Coffee is, I mean, I could start trying to sell items in these things. Probably not my vlog video doing like um, this, like influencer associate type things. I probably won't do that because I'll probably forget that I talked about them. But here, this is the Meyer Fredericks brand coffee, a dark roast. Great value Walmart cream, the honey cinnamon and the honey and something and cinnamon creamer flavor, limited editions, batch, great value Walmart brand. Wow, look at me. I try to do like with my paydays, like when I get paid, I try to do like one at least one bag or canister of fancy coffee. And when I say fancy coffee, that means it is a bag of coffee that costs anywhere in between $10 to $20. I try to do that just so I can be like, okay, I'm treating my boyfriend and I a little bit. And I haven't done that recently. I need to do that again. There's like I really like for Christmas, we got um, Valhalla Java, which is done by the good people at Death Wish Coffee, and that was really good. But it's kind of one of those more expensive coffees. So it was like given to us as a gift. So it's like one of those things. And that's when I started the idea of like that I wanted to do that more regularly. Like most of the time it's going to be, whatever's on sale or cheap or whatever I can stomach from Aldi. But like that is something that we've done a couple times since then where at least once in a 2 week period we buy a nice bag of coffee or a nice canister like Illy brand coffee. We got that once as another gift, and that was another one that we like. Um, and I did like the Death Wish very much, that we got once. And sometimes I will like splurge and get the Starbucks when it's not on sale. There's a few others that I want to try that like are kind of like what do we say? Like more expensive. Like I said, like $10 to $20. Um, but I just haven't done it yet. But I will. Some of them you have to kind of order online and have it like sent to you. I am a fan of the dark roast, though. hmm That one, the Fredericks, the Myers Frederick one is a dark roast. So, yeah. But I will go ahead and get this party started with my writing. So I mentioned last night, I wrote over 2,000 words, and I'm getting a little bit earlier start today, which is pretty cool. So we'll see where we're at when we're getting closer to 9 o'clock. So stay tuned. Okay, really quick, I have to go because I am running late. I'm really proud of myself. I wrote 1,075 words, this close to what I need for the day, and it's only 9 o'clock. That's awesome. See you guys later. It's 11:28 p.m. I went grocery shopping, had dinner, and then kind of loafed. Um, watched some YouTube, watched some Twitch, and then I started like a little spreadsheet to kind of. I haven't been doing like a little spreadsheet recording my word count, so I decided that was a good idea. Yeah, it was a good idea, so I did it. But I ended the day, as of right now, I ended the day at 1,080 words, which is just short of the 1250. If I really wanted to, I could hammer out another couple hundred words, and I might do that. I'll let you guys know if I end up doing that tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not feeling like apathetic towards it or anything like that. No, I'm still really enjoying the work. I just needed a little time. That's all. Still on track to hit my goal. So, but I need to try and get up early again today or tomorrow, like I did today. So let's hammer out those words and then get to bed. I'll talk to you guys in the morning. So, February 7th, 2024. Figured I'd go ahead and talk. I was getting myself situated to do stuff. I thought I would talk Okay, what time is it? Okay, it is 7:32. Um, and February 7th, 2024. I'm hoping to be done finally with this scene today. Well, this set of scenes, more like. Today. Why can I not talk in the morning and do stuff at the same time? Why do I have to make an actual effort to do so? Like, okay, so this is not what originally came in this bottle, but sometimes I get these things, like the Meyer Crystal Quenchers. They're pretty cheap, less than $1 each. But I know it's bad for the environment, and so I will use them. I'll get like two, and in a week period, and I'll get like flavoring and reuse the bottles for at least up to a week. So I'm trying to be better about this. I should really like just get the flavoring and like a regular, multi-use plastic bottle. And I think I have one somewhere. I don't like it. Like, okay, only lightly flavored. That's good. All right. I need a different one. I don't like the actual one I have. I need a different one. So I did go ahead and write more yesterday evening after I last talked to you guys. And so the new total for yesterday for February 6th is 1,487. Now, I'm not sure about what I wrote. It might just be a little bit of a forced interaction. Um, I don't know. It might end up being completely taken out and certain items of it being redistributed in the text, but like, I won't get into it here. I don't know. We're gonna see how everything around it like approaches that subject matter and then decide. I'm trying not to edit myself too much in the initial workings of doing this, but it is 7:35. It is February 7th, 2024. It is my anniversary with my boyfriend. Yeah, just told him happy anniversary. Um, I have been with him for 7 years as of today. And yeah. That's just catching y'all up. I'm so tired. So tired. So tired. Alright. If I'm gonna do this whole waking up early thing, I gotta actually go to bed, train my body and my mind to shut off at a certain time. Because it's very difficult to wake up in this circumstance. So yeah, check in with you guys in a moment. All right, so I didn't give you guys an update yesterday. Before I started writing, I'm working a little bit later than usual today. All right. Yesterday, I ended the day. In the beginning of the day, I ended at 1,127 words. Right now, my total for the week is 4,668 words. So, like, let's see how I do today. I didn't tell you guys how I did. What happened? Hold up. There might be a problem. Might be a huge problem. Okay. All right, I think we're good. Alrighty. Almost a problem there, but I think we're good. I've been staring at the page for the last 15 minutes. This has been a problem. The reason why the problem might look like I was frozen in the beginning of this video is because, well, at least this portion of the video is because, God, my hair is like that wild today. It took forever to get the camera to work. That's why. That's why. Okay, so full disclosure, guys, I did not write anything yesterday. That would have been 2/8. Had a little bit of writer's block, but I think I've worked out how I'm going to move forward with the end of this little grouping of scenes. And at that point, I can move on. At the beginning of this week, I had anticipated moving on to another set of scenes earlier in the week. Like I expected like to get past and done with this one set um before, like, actually I anticipated it getting done in like one day, and no, it is encompassed 3 actual working days, and it's going to encompass at least part of this one. I have just under 1,600 words to reach my goal for the week. If it does not happen today, I will jump on and write some more tomorrow, and then give the result right before I put together the vlog and post it. I've been doing other stuff. It's not like I haven't done anything the last couple days. I did some watching of some stuff to like kind of like get in the mood to do what I know is coming. I think I talked about it earlier in the week about watching stuff more teenage based, to kind of get myself into the mindset of writing teenagers again. I've done it earlier in the writing process in the book, and then I kind of just jumped ahead to something else. And now I need to go back to that, because eventually you have to build up what's going on in the story to show how they get from that place to that place, and A, B, and C, and everywhere in between. Okay. A to Z, everywhere in between. I think I said that wrong the first time, but I got it right the second time. Um, but I've been working on other stuff. Like um, I used to have a little side project that involved making jewelry, and I have a whole bunch of stuff that I've never sold, right? And I am going to do that, and plus some other more visual things for an Etsy store. I'm also considering ideas about taking some things and like altering them, like clothing wise, like wearables, and putting them up there. But that's just in the beginning stages of that. But I also want to make more jewelry again because I love doing it. It was so much fun doing it and making stuff. But like, um, if you're interested, I've started like taking like preliminary pictures of stuff, and I'm gonna like post it to my Instagram probably later on today after I do the writing, probably after dinner, probably before watching Joe Bob on Shutter tonight. Last Drive-In, Joe Bob, love Last Drive-In. I love I love Joe Bob watching The Last Drive-In on Shutter. Like if you've never if you like horror and you've never checked it out, check it out. If you love hoarders, if you love horror and you've never checked it out, check it out. If you kind of like horror and you've never checked it out, check it out. Um, because Joe Bob Briggs is like a legend in the um, movie presentation, movie host kind of category. Like he is up there with Svengoolie. He is there with Elvira. Um, all those, right? So he used to. I remember being a little girl and watching Monster Vision, and like knowing him first from there. And then, finding him every so often in other facets, other places. And now he's got like this pretty regular gig on Shutter. And every once in a while, like he'll do like little holiday specials. And then like there's been a few seasons of Last Drive-In with Joe Bob um, that I think it goes on like mostly during the summer. And it'll be live streamed on Shutter on like Friday nights. And then usually in a couple days you can have like the recorded replay stream that you can get on Shutter. We are a household that has Shutter, okay? This is one of those things where it's like it's a given. It's we have Shutter, all right? But he's doing his Valentine's Day special this evening, so we're gonna watch it. And my fingers are crossed for My Bloody Valentine, but I realize that that's kind of like one of those like arbitrarily, like everybody that knows horror and specifically like um, seasonal or like holiday horror knows at least what Bloody Valentine is. Um, there's two different versions of it. There is the original and the remake. Now, I've actually never watched the remake. I am an original Bloody Valentine kind of gal, but I would watch the remake. It is not like I wouldn't watch the remake because I would. Um, so we'll have to see how that is. But I'm going to stop talking for now. Um, Technically, it is February 9th, 2024. I did not write any yesterday. Repeat, I did not write anything yesterday. I'm sorry. Um, Sometimes you just don't write, and it's okay. Just start building a habit where if you don't write one day, you are fixing to do it the next day. Okay? Um, which is what I am doing now. And I will check in with you guys when I'm done. Um, but anyway, I kind of went off on a tangent. Okay. But about the Etsy thing, I kind of went off on a tangent about Etsy, and then I didn't finish my thought. This is how quickly my brain is working right now, because like, oh my goodness, like, oh my, yeah. Okay, so I got out some of my jewelry that I used to make, and I took like very rough pictures of it. Like there'll be more professional looking pictures on the Etsy when I get there. But for now, like if you're following me on Instagram, at officially unofficial geek, I'm gonna be putting some up tonight the idea of with the idea that I'm going to kind of like have like the I'm working towards having a Patreon, right? And there's a certain number of things I want to have ready and going before the Patreon. And one of those is the Etsy, because I'm planning on doing like a promo code for my patrons each month for the Etsy. So you would go on and it'd be like a 10% off thing. So when I post to Instagram tonight or tomorrow these few items that are the first picks to go up on the Etsy of any jewelry that I have still to sell, it'll be 10% off available to my Instagram followers. Um, so there would be what I would normally charge for it, and then there's what the price is going to be for anyone that is on Instagram and follows me. So there you go. So like it'll the price, it'll be really easy to understand, because the price that's listed is going to be the price that it is. And it's going to include the amount and shipping. So and then I'll also list what it would be normally on the Etsy without the discount, so that you can see, you know, that's the discount. Um, I will be doing that later on, but first I have to write. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to stop the video, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to turn on some music, my playlist on YouTube, and that I've put together on YouTube, and I'm going to sit down and hopefully write about 1,600 words. Hopefully it does not take me very long. Yeah. So I am happy to report. One, I did my writing, got the rest of my writing in. For to keep track with the number, to keep on track with the number that I need to do each week for this new temporary goal, so to speak. I've gotten up to, for the week, 6,477. Today I wrote 1,809 words. I needed 1,582 to stay on track, but I did over that amount. So, yay me. Okay, so in doing the 1,809, so 1,809, I did, like I said just a moment ago, had a total for the week of 6,477 words. The new total for the entire manuscript is 33,935 words. Thank you very much. um, so that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. I think maybe I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to double check the amount. Hold on a second. Yeah, that was correct. So the new total for the total manuscript again is 33,935 words on the manuscript. I'm shooting for probably, right now I'm thinking, this is just not hypothetical, but hypothesis on my part. I'm thinking it's going to be around 70,000 words for that first draft. So if my goal is 70,000 words, let's just get out our handy calculator here and say, if right now the suspected word count is going to be around 70,000 words. I don't want to even call it a goal. I'm writing until the story is done. Okay. But right now, I'm suspecting it's going to be around 70,000 words. Okay. This is my suspected hypothesis. And we're gonna continue to act on it until I reach 70,000 words and can't decide if I'm over or done with the manuscript at all. But right now, that would leave, based on the current amount that we have written, we have 36,065 words left to go of that. Yeah. So, um, again, this is just my hypothesis, because the thing is like, what you have to do is you can set goals for yourself in your writing, and you can give yourself these goals, and you can either reward yourself or pat on the back or what have you when you reach these goals. The goals are important because it helps keep track of your progress and keeping a word count, and display, and all that kind of stuff. Like what I'm doing now, I'm keeping a log. I didn't do that. I didn't do that until this week, keeping a log of every day when I'm writing. It was just kind of like, hey, I wrote this, and I tell you in the video, but now I actually have a log that I am updating. Um, as for, so like I wrote, and then I joined my boyfriend downstairs to make dinner, and we had dinner. We do this thing where it's really cheap dinner where we mix tuna with mac and cheese. Then we did that. So that was dinner, plus some flavored sparkling water for myself, regular water for him, and then I watched a little Star Trek. So people that we rent a room from, they were watching Star Trek. They're doing a rewatch of Star Trek: The Next Generation. I love Star Trek: The Next Generation. I When it comes right down to it, I probably love, I don't know, I think I might love DS9, Star Trek Deep Space Nine, a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe I do. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. What it is I really love the character of Worf, and Worf is in both Star Trek: The Next Generation and DS9 as a main character. And he also returns in the third season of Picard, which was really good. I really enjoyed that very much. Um, I'm one of those people that likes both, that loves both, actually, Star Trek and Star Wars. I am yawning. So, anyways, I watched an episode and part of one with them downstairs. If you are a stan of Star Trek, um, one of the episodes that I watched with them was um, the episode with um, the secret Starfleet cloaking device and the Pegasus, and where it kind of like talks about the mutiny that happened on the Pegasus, and all that, and Commander Riker's feelings toward it now that it's like 12 years later, and all that. It's a really good episode. And um, so I was like, ooh, I'm gonna watch this. And yeah, too. A lot, apparently, on this vlog. Okay, guys, so I have reached my goal for the week. Um, if I write anything, it's going to end up probably being a part of next week's vlog if I write anything during the weekend. Typically, I like to reserve the weekend for working on um, videos for the channel, working on other items for everything in general. I have comics to read and doing a comic review. I have actually my first music review, I think, for the channel. Um, I have that that's going to be coming out. Um, what else? I mean, the Spoilertastic Weekly Comic Review. Yeah, it's really funny. I just recently completed my third year doing YouTube. Um, And I like, part of me was like, yeah, I should do something. And like, part of me was like, yeah, nah, you know. But part of me is still kind of like, I should do something. But like, I went and I watched my first video, like my first video, the introduction to me. And I think it's so funny because like, I started this originally like a companion piece to the podcast that I was doing. And I have long ago since stopped doing the podcast and I just do the YouTube thing. Um, just do this channel. Oh my goodness, what the heck is wrong with me? Um, I'm tired. That's what's wrong with me. I mean, because I not only I went shopping, I went grocery shopping, I got like stuff for watching the Super Bowl on Sunday. So like instead of filming everything for the week on Sunday, I'm trying to put myself in a position where I'm filming everything tomorrow so that I can have Sunday free and clear to do whatever and get ready for watching the Super Bowl with my boyfriend. He doesn't, he doesn't, he said to me earlier today, he's like, I don't really expect you to watch it with me. It's like, no, I'm actually going to probably watch it with you. And so, yeah, we got like stuff to make, like this chili dip that he really likes to make. So I'm kind of excited for it too because I like it as well. Then I also got other types of chips and some like French onion dip for us to have. So that will be nice. But I do have to read my comics to do my review. But I actually don't. I have a really light week. Um, and yeah, I have a really light week. I have 6 comics to read. And I also need to finish my review for my Carrie Reads video, which is going to be Street Angel. It is a um, volume 1, Street Angel, by Jim Rugg. It's a comic graphic novel about a um, little girl that's homeless. That is I guess you would say she's kind of like she fights crime, or she's like a ninja or something like that. Um, I'll get a better grasp of exactly what I want to say before I do the damn review. Don't worry. Um, but I'm almost done, I think, reading that one. Let's see here. I've got my device that I use right here for Kindle. Hold on. It's my phone. Let's just be real. It's my phone. I am 70% of the way through on the Comixology Unlimited. So, yeah, 70% of the way through. So, it's Street Angel Volume 1, Deadliest Girl Alive. That's what you have to look forward to for the next Carrie Reads. But in order to get to that point with the Carrie Reads, Carrie has to finish reading that. Which at 70%, it's not going to be that difficult. Like, I'm going to be able to read it pretty quickly. I hope if you're finding like my content for um through OfferTube, doing these like this vlog and everything like that for my writing, give you guys an idea of where I am with everything. I hope if you're finding that and you're hearing me talking about comics, it might interest you to check out that show, and maybe interest you to check out my comic reviews that maybe interest you in possibly taking a look at comics if you haven't ever read any comics. Um, Comic books, um, in particular superhero comic books. Not all comic books are superhero comic books. Superhero comic books are a fraction of what exists in the comic book world. Okay, so like for instance, Batman is a superhero comic book. We have we have Batman right here. This is this week's issue of Batman. Um, Another example of a hero comic book. We've got Birds of Prey. Um, we've got Wolverine Matador Knights. It's a new Chris Claremont Wolverine. Now, if you are, we've got a noir detective series set in the future by Ron V. But we have, oh my gosh, Thundercats 1, yo. We've got that. And we got Poison Ivy, the next issue of Poison Ivy as well. So, um, gonna read those. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like I quoted Gone with the Wind in something that I wrote today, and now I want to watch Gone with the Wind. Um, and I do not remember if I have a copy of it. Might have to see if anybody has it. Streamy. Oh, golly. Again with the yawning. What the heck, Carrie? Maybe I need to really rest. But I have other stuff I gotta do first. I am going to do that then. But this is pretty much it for the vlog this week, for my writing vlog. I would love to kind of get some of you guys' perspective on things. Like, do you enjoy these just, journal like vlogs where I talk about how much I've written, maybe some things that I was focusing on in my writing, maybe some like little specifics. Um, my God, my mind is so scattered. I started saying something about superhero comics, and I started looking at all the comics I'm supposed to read this week, and I started showing you guys some. And I didn't really finish my freaking thought, and I did something like that earlier in this vlog. Oh my God, what is going on? Okay, anyways, superhero comic books are very interesting versions of the hero's journey. Um, the typical hero's journey type of storyline. And it's an interesting kind of study on that. Um, if you're interested, if that entices you at all to read anything like that. Anyways, uh, I wonder if we're gonna get a Deadpool trailer during the Super Bowl. I'll leave you guys with that thought. Anyways, this is the end of the vlog. This is going to be the last video of the vlog. Um, Thanks you guys for being here. Thank you for joining me. I do appreciate it. Um, I'm going to let you know this, since this is the last video of the vlog, please check out the rest of my videos here. Note that I am doing a subscription kind of drive where I am offering a little bit of a giveaway. That giveaway, information about the giveaway will be down below in the description, but I'm giving away a copy of the first appearance of Amanda Waller in Legends #1 from 1986. It's a comic book. I'm also giving away a facsimile foil cover edition of the Amazing Spider-Man #252. That's a facsimile, which means it's not the actual issue that came out years ago. It is just a facsimile, which is basically just a page-for-page reprint of the original, but it has a really shiny foil cover that's really pretty. So you can get information about how you can enter that giveaway down below, and also to just really quickly, how you enter that giveaway is you share this video and you tag me, like on Instagram at officially_unofficial_geek. And also you can subscribe if you're not already, and like and comment on this video. That's how you enter. And eventually, when we reach 250 subscribers, and those are the two items that are like the main items, but I already started adding one or two items or more to all that, and little surprise items, you know. But other than that, guys, um, when we reach 250, that will be when I draw a winner out of those people that have entered. So, thanks very much. Until next time, keep your eyes and ears open. If you see something, say something. And remember, the complacent never make a difference. So go out there and make a difference. I'll be seeing ya. Bye.